restoration. If you left the road, you would be able to come to comparison.
Here you go. You're back on?
Oh, back on. All right. So we're going to start with step one. Oh, yep. See, that would be the first time I've done that. All right, anybody want to run this? Nobody steps up, you're up, Orlando. Oh, yeah. You never done it before?
No.
Okay, let me back up. No, just so I can get room to get you started. First, can you fill that with water for me? Okay, let's get some water on. Okay, you get it between your top of your I normally do it no higher than just below my belt line. That's where I like it.
Okay.
Okay, and then that button that's behind you got to pull that out and then press the button. Okay. Okay. Work your hands up and down just slightly. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, come up. Just walk up. Just walk. Walk. Okay. And then we're going to come down, do some. Not over there. Hope nobody trips in that hole. There you go. And all you got to kind of do is turn your hips and walk, and it will follow you. There you go. Come all the way, get at least, you want to get at least down into here. And we'll do the 3 rows. 3 rows down. Huh?
I didn't see what you were doing, so.
Here.
Which pad is this?
Step 1, elite.
Step 1.
Right?
We'll see. I got everybody's info, right?
How much of the 1, 2, 3 pads?
The 1, 2, 3 pads are $59 each
59?
for the 17-inch. Yeah. You can do 4 rows if you want. There you go. Walk your way, but there you go.
So how many passes we should get?
We'll start with 6. You're working.
And we're looking for a slur too, right? With these pads?
Yeah.
Go back. Template pizza. Party.
But no template wood and a donut. You're set. Have a good weekend.
Have a good day, man.
We crystallized up here, didn't we? See how it's taken a while? We're not getting. Took a while for him to finally get through the crystallizer. Don't let me forget this, Orlando.
say that driver weighs 45 pounds right here?
It's like 35 to 40. Give me a little bit more water in this corner. There was nothing in the advertisement about this being exciting to watch.
It is. I'm seeing the money I'm gonna make.
So what's your main business now?
We restore shower glass. And
That's what I was guessing, yeah.
Showers and countertops as well. But recently, we started getting more inquiries for floors from our clients. And I had a buddy that has 10 years of experience, and I just subbed him out. But now I want to, better understand it.
How much would a machine go for?
Hey Ish, what are you selling the buffers for now?
$13.50 the whole kit, water tank, plate, and machine.
Way cheaper.
For the machine by itself is $9.99.
Okay.
Got a 5-year warranty on the motor, gearbox.
Yeah, most of your warranties are like 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. Hawks are 1 year.
Awesome, wouldn't you?
Are you on the desert out in Palm Springs area?
Palm Springs.
Well, you got to drive too.
Yeah, about 2 hours. About 2 hours.
We have a van that goes out there once a week.
Yeah, Raul was telling me last time when I was buying the bonus.
Yeah, he knows Raul. You know from Southwest Tile?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know Raul.
But he told me to come to you guys before I got those pads, and I went online, and I think the shipment took me a few days. I should have called it in, but I just went online and went off your guys' website. So I ended up finding the other ones at Diamond in Florida. Yeah, moving forward.
Yeah, I think they do that to be safe. But if you're in Cal, everything's 1 day. Yeah, you would have had him the next day.
And it was a Friday, and it was like, I don't know, I paid like an extra $70 just to get them the next day. And
Yeah.
ended up working out.
Yeah. Well, you got my card now, so.
Yeah, moving forward, yeah. I know where to go.
But you got good pads though.
What was that?
You got a good set of pads. Those are,
Oh yeah, they did the job.
Yeah.
We did some
Yeah.
teamwork, and it was awesome.
yeah. Yeah, these Elite and the ones that you bought are probably the two best in the industry. How many passes is this? Four would probably be enough, but let's do one more just to be safe, because you're nice and
There goes. The 4 is more like about 8.
yeah for me.
We go 50% like with painting.
I don't have the patience.
It's not the only one. We were trying to do it. I was trying to go as slow as possible on the one we did. Yeah, it's just there's a tendency to go.
Yeah, and it's like even at home, if my wife says, hey, we're going to paint the living room this weekend, okay, I don't mind painting the wall, but don't ask me to do the trim, because I just don't have the patience to do that. Any results, and I need them now. You sure you never worked with me? I'm just a really good machine guy. If you guys have really
Make
never...
everyone else fuck up. Yeah. It's like taking notes if they didn't go first. He rarely touched it with it. He just got it on his hip.
That's the whole secret. The minute you don't fight it and just walk with it,
exactly,
it changes everything. You run all day, no strain in the arms.
Yeah.
Put your little DVD player down on there on the motor and just watch a movie and polish. I'll let you run the next one. Oh no, I was talking to. I'll let you run the next one and speed it up a little bit so we can. No, it's key. He added plenty of water. He's good.
No, I'm too tight.
Oh yeah, I'll do that if you want to vacuum for me. Oh, we'll wait. Hopefully this. I know. All right, so there's your step one. Here, let me. You want to press that on? You want me to set it on there?
Okay,
Watch your back edge there and just lay it down. There you go. Perfect.
okay.
Ain't no rookie. I didn't add water because you still have some in there, so you're good.
Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Okay.
Where are you going?
You know how I start out.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I got him.
So you're saying that doing it once. Yeah, no, we're good. No, go ahead. Do that. Keep sending you money. All right, I got you money. I can send some over today, so. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
Is this 3? Little more water.
I knew.
What is this, 5? 4? Now you're moving.
So will you use hand grinders or another type of machinery to do walls?
Yeah, you want to use a polisher, not a grinder. Grinders are too fast.
Okay.
So here, let me show you. Yeah.
All right, that's good.
That way. Grab me a 7-inch backer.
I will.
Please. Got to move that cart. Okay, so the question what he just asked is as far as doing it's a say. Oh, hand me a 3-inch backer too. That should be right here. Thanks. No. All right, so if you're doing walls or vertical or you want to do edges, this is a polisher sander. It's a variable speed, all right? You'll know you've got the right one because regardless of the brand, they all come with 7-inch backers. So if it's not coming with one of these, you don't have the right machine. The variable speed grinders are too fast, right? So these, whether it's this one or most of the other ones, they'll start somewhere around either 600 to 800 RPMs and they'll go up to about 3,000. Your variable speed grinders, most of those start at 2,800 and go to 11,000, okay? So when we run on low most of the time. So Makita's the most popular one. And then, like we were saying, then it's if you've got to get into tight areas or the corners, you just take this one off and you put this one on, take the center out of the pad, and now you can get all the way into the corners. You can smell it.
Inside the shower channel.
Yep. Yep. Now you can smell that black marble. Got kind of that stagnant smell to it. See, now look at that step 2. Look at the white marble, or the cream marble. So much shinier when we ran the... Now, what you were talking about earlier about the crystallizer, see how much higher that polish is now? If you wanted to finish with the crystallizer and not the diamond impregnated pads, now's when you crystallize. I'd show you, but the floor is too wet for us to do that. All right, let's put step 3 on there. Let's get it done and we'll restore this floor. We got about a half an hour to restore the floor. Oh, and did you notice what he did when he was done? How he swung the machine out of the way? Now you know what he's got? He's got scratches coming all the way over here. So always stop your machine in your work, get the handle up, roll it out. Thanks for setting that example for us.
I did that for a reason.
I know you did. I appreciate it.
For training purposes. It's part
Yeah,
of the plan.
yes. Training purposes only. That looks. You come to. That looks good.
Oh, yeah, good.
Terminology of Bluetooth.
So, they were early, they must have been early?
Someone commented, I can't remember who said that. I was like, all right, that's it, that just, I can't remember who commented it, but it was perfect.
And it doesn't matter for him if he starts where he wants it or not, because he's going to start up and put scratches wherever he wants them anyway.
For the next class.
How are you, water? You okay? Tell you what, while he's doing that, I'll start talking a little bit about restoration so I can show that part while he's doing it and we'll look back. So when we're talking restoration, we're either going to run pads, these dot pads. So we call these dot pads. They just stand for diamond on top. Okay, so we call them dot. Or you're going to run like what's on the right. Those are just 3-inch resin pucks. Okay, you run the 3-inch resin pucks. Depending on the ones you buy, it might be a little bit less expensive, but you've got more time changing them out, and you've got to invest in a $450+ dollar heavy plate. Okay, with these, if you got the buffer, just the driver, like the stabby pad that comes with most of those, that's good enough to hold on to these pads. Okay, so the
trendy one that has the stiff bristles on it, that's what we,
yeah.
They have a flat one too,
Trinity
because
does?
when you have the bristles, sometimes the pressure's not as consistent.
Right, okay.
So I think they have one that has the, like our Mighty Lock. It's got,
Not too sure. I don't know, yeah, the one I have is the bristles, but,
Yeah.
I'll see if they have
Yeah,
the flat
for running the diamond impregnated pads, you're fine.
one. Okay.
But for running these, if you want to cut it flat, so these come in. If you look back on the wall back there, they come to so the green. And one way to always really kind of know your marble diamonds and the diamonds you're using are marble specific. The colors are pretty standard for the grit. Okay, so your green is 50, your black is 120, your red is 220, your yellow is 400, the white is 800, the light blue is 1800, and then they go up from there. I'm not a fan of the 3500 and the 8500 because when you get that high, you just get a lot of resin smear. You're better off stopping at 18 and then going back to your diamond impregnated pads if you want to go higher than that. Okay, where you start on these depends on how much damage is on the floor. In most cases, so when we're talking restoration,
Is this ordinary? Oh, that a lot of damage or a little bit of damage?
that's a lot of damage.
Oh, just depends on who's looking at it. Yeah, some people do.
This is how we're going to finish today, so we'll just go right to here. So basically, you begin with whatever pad you need to remove the level of damage. So I'm going to start, we'll start here with the 50, and I'll run it real quick just so you can see what a 50 looks like. In most cases, what guys are doing, they're starting here, going 220, 400, 800, and then polishing whatever way they want to polish, okay? The other thing is doing full restoration. You're only doing the full restoration where the floor is damaged the most. The beauty about marble is you can feather the marble, right? So where are you going to have the most damage? In the entryway, by the sliding glass door, in the triangle, in the kitchen, right? So that maybe there you run 220, feather out with 400, feather out with 800, polish everywhere, okay? So because if you've only got damage in 20% of the floor, you don't want to make 80% of the floor worse before you make it better. Okay. So, but once you've got 220, and I'm not talking about dull stone, I'm talking about scratches or damage like what we put in the floor here. If after 220 any of that is still visible, it is going to be there when you're done. 400 is kind of the bridge to get to where you want to start polishing, right? So 220 and below is what's going to remove your damage. Okay? So let's just say you start at 120. All your damage doesn't have to be gone before you're done with your 120, but it's got to be enough to where your 220 finishes the job, right? So if I'm starting on a job like this and I'm going to start at 200 and I'm 15, 20 passes in and there's still damage, I'm dropping down a grit. It's an extra step, but I get it done much faster.
Can we run a grinder instead of this pad? Because we have the ceramic pad on the grinder too.
Ceramic pads.
Yeah, on the grinder, like we polish the concrete.
Oh.
Those pads. Can we run it to the damage, like this? Or
No.
That's
Too aggressive, yeah. Yeah.
Like when they trade it to stone, it's better
Yeah.
to use this kind of thing.
Yeah, so like if you like, for any of you guys that have granite diamonds, you can do granite diamonds on your marble, but you're not going to get, your granite diamonds are much more aggressive because granite is much harder, right? So it will polish, but they won't last very long because the resin that holds the diamond is much softer, so the diamond can be more aggressive on a harder stone. You run a marble diamond on granite, you'll take the polish off, but you won't be able to polish it up because the diamond can't be aggressive enough.
Is this only for marble or is it for granite?
No, these won't work on granite. But we already talked, you're not going to do any sanding or diamond grinding on granite because when I said there's really nothing you can do that can't be fixed, you can fix it. But you probably have to call somebody that has a lot of experience with granite, and it's not going to be cheap. So if you can't scratch it or it doesn't react with the acid, keep everything abrasive away from it, and you'll stay out of trouble. Are you guys going back today or are you staying the night?
I'm taking him. I have family in Bakersfield. He's going. I'm gonna put him on the train, and I'm gonna stay with my family. Take off.
You putting them on the train right here?
No, I couldn't. It's filled up. He's gonna get on to Bakersfield.
Oh, well, at least you're not riding Bakersfield by yourself.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't seem like he talks a lot anyway.
Not much.
That's a pretty good polish for no chemical.
You didn't want the full gloss like this, you wanted that much?
Yeah, we really didn't need to go step one on this either because it was already 800. So we could have done this in 2 steps. But you don't get any better with diamond than Diamond Renew with that.
Oh, that's good.
Minimal water, no chemical, no mess, no learning curve. How many times did you burn floors learning how to run that Diamond Renew?
Now you would just apply a sealer to enrich it, right?
So there you go. That's 3 steps, and we could have, like you said, we could have done that in 2 steps.
Question. If you would have liked to get it more shinier, would the crystallize on top of this will be suitable or no?
You could, especially again standing back from it because you're building that crystal up.
Yeah.
With the hot hair? Or is it
Yeah. I do it now, but if floor's just too wet, we never get it to work.
Yeah, I hear you.
not with the white pad?
No, it's got to be a Hawks Hair Extreme. All right. So, yeah. So basically, all you got to do is learn how to run that machine efficiently, and the learning curve is simple now.
Yeah. Just go play
Right.
learn it.
So as you get into this, you know, Now you call and say, hey, I was in a customer's house fixing his dub, and he asked me about the marble in the bathroom, if I could polish it. Here's a picture of it. What do you think? Where do you think I could start? Well, if you're going to send me pictures, try to do something to where I can see the reflectivity, right? Make sure that you've already determined what it is you're working on. I talk to guys every day, not hundreds of every day, but 60% of the people I talk to on the phone, I've never met a day in my life. He started doing what he was doing, and we just do it on the phone. The one thing I promise you, I'll never put you in a spot to fail. If I think if it's a job that you're, kind of advanced, I don't have any problem telling you that, right? Because I've been doing this a long time. All I got to do is put you in a bad spot one time, and all the guys, that have trusted what we have to say here goes out the window. So we'll make sure that we do it. All right, let's get with the green dot pad. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave this bottom row alone, right? So when guys come into the store, we can show them what orange peel looks like. So we're going to do these 3 rows. We're going to restore those 3 rows and call it a day.
These 3 rows?
Yep. I'll start and you know what? Just have to hurry. Yeah. And then once we do this diamond work, if you guys need to get out and get practice, you've seen the rest of what we do after that. So.
That's like a lot more aggressive than the other ones.
I feel like it's gonna make the tile a little bit more flatter because you're cutting the edges too.
It is. It will.
If we cannot lay it down perfectly, yeah.
Well, if that's lippage. This floor doesn't have a whole lot of lippage, but these aren't the diamonds. You use different diamonds. You use metal diamonds to remove lippage. Yeah, lippage, if you're not sure what lippage, it's when one tile sits higher than the other.
Only that works on porcelain.
Right.
Technically, there's supposed to be no lippage.
Yeah, the problem is all the stones are bad.
How bad it is.
We use leveling system the best we can. I can only have 2 on the line like this.
Yeah, you always know what part of the floor was laid at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Then when somebody gets on the next grid up, I want to talk a little bit about the sealers and what you're looking for when you're sealing.
Does it matter how you run the machine?
No, a lot of guys, especially if the floor is not real flat, you'll want to cross hatch, so you'll want to go north and south and east and west. And once you do it for a while, you kind of get a feel in your hands and you can hear where the damage is worse. So I'll work in different ways. I move it, I do different directions just out of boredom, just to, yeah. And normally when I'm doing several rows at a time, I'll start one pass, I'll in one pass and start the other one in the same line. Because I'm hitting everything in the middle, up and back. So like I'll finish this pass. Let's say that finishes my 4th pass, now I start my 5th pass. Same level, same line. And if I'm doing large areas too, what I'll normally do, instead of working the entire tile, but it's hard because we have the edges up there and I want to get all the way. So if I'm doing a floor on a real time, I'm working the grout joint. So I'm keeping the middle of my machine on the grout joint like this. So when I drop down, I'm actually overlapping. All right. Ready with the vacuum? Now that the class is almost over, we've learned the trick.
You always want to spend the most time on the lowest grade, right?
That's where all the mistakes are made.
Really?
And you don't see it until you're
I feel
done.
like you get more passes than the other.
You do. But right now I'm moving the damage. Remember, I have 2 more steps. If I was running my 220 diamond, the red ones, I'd keep running until my damage is gone. But you can already see how much flatter this is than this. And you can feel it. Feel that. Now feel this. See how that feels flat? Now feel down here.
That's from 120?
It's Fullerton paint.
Which one would be the diamond pass for the liquid?
Who wants to run this later? I'll grab one and show you. You want to run this one? You might want to add more water now. Off to Barstow. He's got family in Barstow, and he's going to visit him for the weekend. I tell him, if you want me to come visit you, move out of Barstow.
Best way.
So we would take it up on the machine.
Okay. So everything but that bottom row.
I'll do it that way. It doesn't matter.
Except for what? This one?
No. This one, we want to keep the orange peel. We want to keep the damage. So these 3.
Okay.
We're going to work that white marble a little bit more than the travertine because it's the travertine softer. We're moving the damage faster out of the travertine.
How do you like the floor? Rob, how do you like the floor? A lot of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you hit the travertine with a crystallizer. And you saw that it was honed. How did it look? You come up a little bit? Yeah.
Okay, well, the approval was done, I already got approved by my customer, so, that's not a problem. So the student-
Okay, so, here. Yeah, you want me? So, when we're running these pads, if you guys get behind the machine, don't worry about getting all the way to the edges. If you're more, I'm serious, if you're more comfortable staying like from here to here, that's good. Yeah, that's not the first time that's happened, believe me. I know, I was in Memphis was it last week? I was in Memphis 2 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago. Last week. Doing corporate training for Service Master. And one of the franchise guy was doing that. And same thing happened to him, but he didn't let go of the machine. He was wrapped up in the cord. He was through a wall.
Quick, when that thing gets a hold of it, it just, people, I just tell people, if you're having trouble, just.
Here, let me. So you're going to go that way. So lift up on the handle a little bit when you start so you come this way. And I'll protect you from the edge. Yeah, get some water down there first. That's part of the, you're going to want to run a lot more water than you run them with the pads. There you go. Don't even worry about, don't even come that close. There you go. More water down there.
Lonnie, when you go to your left, watch that cord. You don't want to put it over your shoulder when you just step down.
See, like this, the grit from the black, that could be causing scratches too. You'll need to add more water down here again. We need to frame this and hang it someplace.
Oh, let me see. Let's give it to Grace.
I was gonna return it.
Put this picture right in the hole.
Yeah.
Picture frame, yeah. Let me give Grace a little bit of crap.
It's return. It's a return.
Yeah, tell her that pad was defective.
Right.
Return it to keep.
Oh, here.
Oh, refund.
Oh yeah, don't forget the parts.
We're gonna pin that to a shirt. No, it's cool. It's a lot easier to say no thanks, I don't want to do it, than to make a mistake and keep getting good at it. So no problem. See, more water down here. It's important to keep water running through those diamonds to keep the. There you go.
The water doing most of the work.
Yeah. See, the reason they're like this is so that water it keeps them clean. So you want to have enough water to channel and to continue to clean that diamond out.
And if you don't, it'll damage.
No, it just doesn't cut very well. Now you made me afraid to turn my back on you. Couple more passes, you'll be good, Orlando. It's all over that sink in there. Okay. We should be good.
When did I see it? Thursday? Wednesday? Tuesday?
Go ahead and take that 200 off of there.
And you can't use a mop to do this,
No.
to dry it? Because you're trying to pick up all the grit.
Yep. All right, so 220 should finish that up.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a couple things. I'm looking for color consistency, and it's hard on the travertine because you got different colors, right? But the lower you are in grit, the chalkier it is, the whiter it is, right? So each grit should give you a little bit more color and a little bit more color. So if I got an edge, or I've got an area where it still looks chalkier than the rest, means I got more work to do. Okay, I'm looking for swirl marks because if I see any kind of swirl marks from the diamonds, I know I haven't worked that last grit long enough because the only swirl marks I'm going to see are from the last grit. Because once the grit you're polishing with, once that scratch pattern becomes even, you don't see swirl marks. Even though the scratch pattern here is just a bunch of swirl marks, because they're even, you don't see them. Right? So if there are some that are remaining, it's from the last grit. So I'm just making sure I'm ready to move on.
And if there's still some remaining, you use the
Put that grit back on and do it more. Because if I still had scratches on there left over from my 50 grit, this isn't going to take them out. And we'll see that what I'm talking about along the edges where we're not being as careful. At the end, you'll see the.
Apple would be the best. What kind of, it's a mixture of stones, right? What is the hardest one? Is there any granite? They all look like rock. They're all like
Adjustable, meaning you can buy dual speeds.
Yeah, for the stone, that wouldn't necessarily be better though, right?
I'm thinking about one machine for this and polishing concrete. I mean, for both.
Well, you can polish concrete with this, it just takes forever. Yeah, see here? Where the edge, because we weren't coming down here, see these right here? That's from my last grit. So if I were on the job and I didn't want this, I'd go back and I'd have to work this edge more. Right? But we're going to just concentrate kind of what we got in the middle for sake of time.
We have the headway's going to be similar. The machines that we use for the front are heavier, but we don't have the weighted driver. Again, just different, you know what I mean? Yeah, and when we do carpet, most of the time we're steam cleaning with the machines open the truck, we're not ever taking one of these over the carpet, but sometimes we do commercial carpet, yeah. Those are good, because the commercial carpets for smaller house is thicker, so those are, talk to some old farts doing it, you know, stupid and doesn't It depends, I know, when we do, we charge $60 a room currently, sometimes we're more, sometimes we're less, but it's really about what they do, you know what I mean? That's the thing, you know, carpet cleaning industry, dudes will come in with a machine like that, the shop vac. Look, good. Oh yeah, you want it deep clean? The steam cleaning.
Are those the guys that have any room 1995 duct taped on the back of their van?
All members of Roger Lloyd's carpet cleaning world. Yeah, no, you, like anything, you gotta sift through the guys. Like, our industry's overwhelmed with people advertising super low prices that have no intention of charging you that. They send in some crackhead subcontractors that lobby or rip you off against their, you know, that's the unfortunate reality. You gotta look at the equipment they use. If you're hiring someone, dude, get the guy with the big ass truck now. Don't get the guy with the little stop back. The guy with the little stop back is like, oh, this is good. You know. Well, I missed the massive truck now because, I mean, yeah, it'll vacuum it better than the shop vac, but it's probably not worth spending the money on the truck now just to do that. Because that's what you're gonna use.
Yeah. Now I've got several guys that are doing stone, concrete, and hardwood with those machines right there.
What is that machine exactly?
It's a concrete grinder, but it's
Small one?
no, that's a concrete grinder, but it's 150 pounds. I actually have a picture of a customer, really good customer. He has two of them, and he welded two of them together with the bar. And because he does a lot of large hotel lobbies,
Right.
and he's got one guy using a machine like this, like in the corner, and he's got another guy pushing two of those around.
There you go. Most of the concrete grinders I see, those things are fucking massive. They're like huge, you know. So
Yeah, we got those back there. We
the
just
advantage of that one is that
that's for, you know, we don't deal with a lot of the huge contractors doing concrete. That's not our footprint. A lot of guys like you, or stone guys that want to get into epoxy garages.
Okay, so it's relatively small.
Yeah, if you've got jobs like 2,000 square feet and less, that, and even though that's a smaller machine, a lot of the bigger planetary machines won't prep as fast as these machines.
Right.
But you try to prep a garage with one of these machines and put epoxy down, you're 4 to 6 hours. You're 45 minutes with that machine.
Really good.
Yeah,
Put
no,
it there first, that's why you're buying one, and you're gonna feel better. It doesn't matter what I say.
That machine is similar to this. It's for what we use it for, it's okay, but it's not going to break any speed records.
Yeah. And your Trinity actually would prep a garage with the right diamonds.
With the right pad underneath it, yeah. I never tried it for that, but the guy that I got it from, he bought it for snow and he used it for 2 jobs. He said, "Fuck it, I don't want it," and he sold it. So I got the $10,000 machine for $3,500.
Wow.
Literally 8 hours on it. It's like, all right, cool. Sits in my garage most of the time. That thing weighs almost 200 pounds. It's a nightmare to get in and out of the truck without ramps. Even with ramps, man, that thing will just take off and take it with it. Pretty cool machine on carpet. It did an 1,100-foot room with an empty room in 6 minutes.
Right.
That's just basically jog. I put the fog on there and I'm jogging about it.
Yeah, well, that's the, like with these machines, because you're pushing them more like a lawnmower. And they, but that's what we sell. We sell 2 or 3 a month,
Right.
and they're not cheap. Okay. Matter of fact, Raul has one that looks like that, but it's a 1-up. It's a 350. But it's that size, but it's got a 5 horsepower motor on it.
So you spent like 15 grand?
Does he have that, or does he have the 500?
I think you might have said 30 grand.
No.
Unless it might be another machine that he has.
Well, if he bought a vacuum and a bunch of diamonds, it could have. Now, if I've got any damage that's left there that I didn't get out, it's going to be there now when we're finished. But for the sake of...
It's pretty good. If the customer points it out, I just give them my favorite line.
You want to run some 400? I don't have to worry about you running off the floor. So while he's doing that, I just want to talk about the sealers, and like, you know, you guys have been here all day, and when I do these classes, I don't want to make it about Stone Pro, whatever, because I want you guys to learn. And I think we spend too much time going to classes like this, and it's an infomercial where you're not really learning how to do something. But when it comes to the sealers, Stone Pro really is different than the rest of the industry. It's a chemistry nobody else is using, so the solvent they use is a hybrid organic, so it's not petroleum. You get no smell, and you use the Ultimate Pro, right? No smell, super fast. It's the fastest. So most of your sealers, like guys use 511 that they buy at Home Depot. It's in a blue bottle. You know, are you aware of 511? Are you guys aware of 511? Okay. Yeah, Bulletproof's a good one too. It's the same sealant technology that we use, just a different solvent. Because you can't buy Bulletproof in a solvent in more than a quart. It's not legal, right?
Yeah.
So our solvent is legal in all, but it's still a fluorochemical like the Bulletproof. So that's a good sealer. But the 511 has no oil protection, and if you put it down, it likes to leave a residue. It's hard to get the residue up, and it stinks, right? And they tell you right on the bottle, put it down, keep it wet, buff the residue off, and then don't walk on it or use it for 4 to 6 hours, and it takes full 24 hours, and don't spill on it for 24 hours. The solvent that Stone Pro uses, and I'm going to show you here in a second, you put it on, keep it wet 3 to 5 minutes, and wipe it dry, walk away, and you're fully cured. So while he's doing that, I'm just going to come right here, put some water down here.
Which sealer is that?
This is the Pro Sealer. Pro Sealer is kind of the lowest solid one. It's more in the price range of like a 511. It's really if you want one sealer to do everything, right? You use Ultimate Pro on marble, you're going to use a lot more because it's made for denser stone.
Right.
You're going to do a better sealant job, but if you're not getting, but yeah, but and that's you know, and that has a lot to do with coverage rate more than anything.
Right.
But I can see this marble isn't super porous. Something's got to sit on here for a long time.
What grade are you guys at?
400. 400. Yeah. So I'm going to take the Pro Sealer. And that's why I kind of use this one, because this is our low solid, most affordable one. So, and I always use my professional applicator. Yep. So basically all I want to do is I want to keep it wet 3 to 5 minutes. And if I'm doing a big space, so I want to put on plenty. I want to make sure the stone takes as much as it can take. If I do that, I only have to seal it once. But I'm not wasting it, because whatever, after 3 to, and you can see it kind of on the sides, after 3 to 5 minutes, what doesn't absorb, I just squeegee to my next section and spread it, so I'm not wasting it. But guys ask me a lot of times, huh?
You apply by spray it?
You can spray it, you can roll it. Roll it's a good way because you kind of help massage it in. Flat mop too. You're better, any of them will kind of help massage it into the stone, especially if you're doing like vertical showers and stuff. The ones you like to put that white marble in and cause your customers headaches for years. Okay. So So now we're just going to wipe it dry.
You don't just let that air dry on there.
No, because once it bonds, it can be tough to get off.
So you have to.
After 3 to 5 minutes, the stone's not going to take anymore. And a second coat isn't needed as long as it takes as much as it can the first time.
Take as much as it can, but as far as like wiping it off, if you're doing 1,000 feet, you're not going to do like that, or you're going to.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sections of maybe 100 to 250, and then I just keep squeegeing it back.
Okay, got it.
Because you're right.
So once you squeegee it, you can let it dry, or you have to.
As long, maybe around the edge, you just don't want.
You just don't want any like puddles or like
Yep.
where it's thicker or streaky
Yep.
or anything.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you basically are going to end up wiping that down by hand after.
Yeah, that's why guys that are still in big areas are getting $1 a square foot because it's not easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
And
that
you know, we have two sealers too. We have a color enhancer, which will add color to the stone. If there's color enhancer, won't work on that because there's no color to enhance really, right? And you can't use it on polished stone. So like slates and pavers and that kind of thing. If you use that, you got to be a good 50 cents higher because the cleanup on that is so important because it's oily and greasy. So yeah, and then before he starts to vacuum up, so I just wipe that up. Okay, so now I can go home. I know it's sealed. I know it's repelling, and this is what it looked like a minute ago. And if I take it, I can actually literally move it.
Yeah. Yeah, we put a drop on the granite countertop and blow it around.
Yeah. And I can literally it pushes it away. It pushes it out of where you can see it pushing it out. With the sealers like the 511, not the bulletproof, but most of the other sealers on the market, the sealant proper name is a silane or a form of silicone. All the research you want, go ahead and vacuum it up. I'll talk louder. All the research in the world, you Google it, silicones and silanes have no oil protection. So if you're doing a granite countertop of 511 and you're not protecting its oil, you're really not sealing it. I stood up too fast. All right, let's get this last couple steps out of the way real quick. 800 over there? I'm going to see the slurry is going to be a lot different now. It's a lot quieter too. Notice that?
Yeah.
Ish, what did Grace say?
Oh, I haven't. I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, so Orlando here has been running our shipping and receiving department for how long? Like 9 months, a year?
6 months.
6 months? Boy, time flies when you're having a good time. But we're seeing if he wants to come up and join the team up here. So he's a first timer like you guys today.
All right.
guys go out and do some cleaning services?
No, we don't do any services. I'll go out from time to time to do a demo for, for like Stone Pro asked me sometimes to go out and do something for one of their big service, like they sell to the guys that take care of most of the MGM properties. Company called Brady Industries. So Brady has a big client that I need at a hotel to go out and do a demo. I'll do that. We don't go out and do a lot of walking jobs with customers because I get asked to do that about three times a week. So. So I have an option here. I can stop at 800 and then go step 2 or step 3, or go one more to 1800 and just do step 3. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll be out of here in less than 10 minutes. $1,800.
I see this orange fuel isn't that bad.
Yeah. Depends on the client, if they know it's damaged, but if they don't. Beautiful.
I'm telling you guys, for you doing your marble or your travertine, if you go in, almost every job you will start at step 2, and you don't ever have to worry about the orange peel. A lot of jobs you'll start at step 3.
There's 2 paths then, unless you're fixing somebody else.
And if you've got travertine and you want, so you're not carrying a full set of zooms and a full set of the elite pads, just add a 1500 zoom to go with the elite pads and add a 1500 zoom, and that gives you, because your first elite's 800. Your second step is 3000. So if somebody wants, on a travertine floor, wants something in between, you have that.
So will we use the elite 1 path after restoration, or we can just go the step 1, the first?
Well, you're not restoring anything with those pads. All you're doing.
So for elite, when we get to the customer, it normally start with 2, right?
It depends on where the floor is. That's where I would start, because, and then if step 2 doesn't do the job, and you have to go to step 1, now you chance orange peel on the floor. So now you have the decision to make to do it the right way and go to dot pads or diamonds, or texture the floor. See the slurry now? It's hardly milky at all. All right, couple more.
This one, the 1800, is this polishing it now, or is this?
Yeah, we're polishing. 800 and up, you're really starting to polish it.
With those different type of tabs there.
Yeah. And normally after this is where I go a powder. If I was going to crystallize, I'd go one more up to a 3000.
Okay.
And that's The only time I would do that is if I'm doing a green or a brown or something where my powders are burning it and I don't have any choice. The only time I would choose a crystallizer to go after a 3000 or a higher DIP is if I had a marble that didn't like powder. Some of your browns don't like powder. Some of your blacks don't like powder. Your greens hate powder. The powder polish. There's powder. There's chemical powders you can use. Yeah, that's kind of a class for another day because that's not something you can come and look and go out. You go out. You come here and see us use it because we know how to use it and go out in the house. Now you're burning floors that you got to remove the damage and do some other things. He's used the powder, so he's been through that learning curve.
When's that class? Not on the calendar.
Go ahead. The thing is now when you got diamond impregnated pads going to 11,000, you really don't need powders. I mean, when he saw what we did here, less water, less masking, less trouble. And him as a professional, he might see the little bit of difference. The homeowner's never going to know. All the homeowner cares about is how shiny can you make it. I hear guys call me all the time going, yeah, I did this job and came out like this and I wasn't happy at all and I don't know why that happened. But my customer was pleased, so all right.
Now it's step 3.
And we're done. Yep. Yeah, we didn't get all the orange peel out here, but it's better. But trying to get you guys out of here.
So we should stay longer time on the 50, right?
Well, 50 or the 120. But again, the fact of this, when you come to a class like this and it's a one-day class, and you got a whole bunch of people here, it's about learning the process, not because even like when they go out to do a floor, he's not going to start and then let him finish with different grits. It just doesn't work that way. Whoever starts the floor finishes the floor.
Right. No, I'm just thinking.
So to have a bunch of us running it, several of us for the first time, because really the object is you go, and even on a 4x4 pallet, you go and you put a marble on there and then just practice.
Yeah, I just feel like it's always good to stay a longer time.
It is. You're absolutely right. But we got traffic things going on. So I can do a class. No, I understand. So I can do a class where we come out with the perfect floor, or a class where I can show you different ways to do things, and then
Over here? Yeah, it's last night.
actually, I should just be concentrating on this marble.
It's a lot quieter now.
Yep. I'm not going to worry about the travertine. We're just going to finish. We better, so we can see where the orange peel was.
So 3,000 pad on this. That'll get it high.
Yeah, right now we're about 11,000.
This one's this is 11,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was 3,000. So 1,500, 3,000, and 11,000.
Yeah, so with the diamond irradiated pad, we can skip around a little bit more than with the diamonds.
Okay, got it.
And I'm not smart enough to understand, because I still have understanding how, like with certain diamonds, you can't skip. Yet when you go with the diamond impregnated pads and the type of diamonds they use, where you can skip, and not only skip, some pads cut one way and leave a different finish, and I don't understand that technology. That's for guys like Mark to know and understand.
What video on?
We did 1,800. This is 3. I did this in your honor, Mark.
How's it looking first?
Like an 1,800. Like I did yesterday. We ran before we did the powders.
Hey, Rob, this is 1,800 and then there's a 3. Oh.
I've always done 800 and then 2 and 3, but Mark's done it both ways, and so he said this comes out, the clarity comes out better, and the polish is better, which makes sense because we cut flatter with the 1800. And a couple weeks ago, Pablo was out here doing this, and now he's being screamed at and doing push-ups.
Right, the floor's over here. With energy.
We have a younger kid that's been doing these one-day classes, and he got hired by the Irvine Police Department. So he's just now. He was hired on the 24th, but he had a couple weeks. So I think Monday he actually starts the academy. Except now I'm back to doing the classes.
I've just been polishing their hallways.
Yeah. And then on April 11th, so in 2 weeks? Yeah, we've got a,
Today's important.
oh, so next week, next Friday, we've got a concrete grind and seal class.
Hey, you guys should get on that step 3. I mean, Rob knows how to run it. You guys should.
Yeah, I'm just doing because they want to. They got to beat traffic. So I have worked the machine very little. They've been working the machine all day, and they ran this step 3 down here. That's one reason why I'm running a little bit behind too, because the more participation we have, the little bit longer it lasts, which is a good thing.
You see how it's tightened up? You don't see a lot of pores anymore. You don't see any of the swelling.
Can you get down here too when you're done before you turn it off while I did the sealer? If you guys want the PowerPoint and you don't get it by like Tuesday, send me a text. That means something went wrong, because I'll sit down Monday morning and get that out to everybody. Oh yeah. Get you a pin.
That would be kind of. We can go with a powder. You want to try and get a higher finish. They want to try. They want to see powder on there. Yeah, that would be. So understand that working with this, that will get you paid for sure, and there was no chemical involved. So the chemical, you saw the powder, so it's a little bit more work, a little more experience. More difficult to work.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
You probably use the powder, it might look a little bit better. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you're looking at a lot of water still on the floor.
No, but we have a driver that usually is always around that area. So if I make
Yeah,
time for
we can put a little bit of
I always
powder on
talk
that,
in the
get a bit
phone.
better on that white.
Brown, right?
Yes.
All right.
Everything looks really good. With just water? Absolutely. There's a lot of water. Water's still on there.
Yeah. There's look at this. It's already starting to yellow.
There's two kinds of customers. Some customer like it polished, some customer like it worn. If the customer like the worn, we just pass maybe the step 2, that's it. Because they don't want that shine.
Right, and that's what when we did the zooms, that's what I try to show. So, what would probably be better? Well, like I said, on the travertine, where the 1500, 3000 is kind of, so if you go with the zoom pads, right? I mean, I'm sorry, the elite pads, and maybe just add a 1500 zoom, you have all the levels now to figure out and give you the different levels. Because with the elite pads, you go at 800 and that's really low, or you go to a 3000, that's kind of high, right? So that's where the zoom pads have their advantage. The elite pads give you a better finish, but you don't have as many in-between options. All right.
I appreciate the class.
Did you want to throw the powder on there?
How would apply it? By that?
Yeah. Did you?
I never see it. Sorry. I have no idea about what
Yeah.
powder for.
Well, we can throw some powder on there.
We did the powders, right?
No.
I mean, is powder even needed anymore?
Well,
Just the powder.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Depending on what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
How much steps you have. Like remember Rob was saying that the liquid was number 3? Powder would be better than that because it has abrasive in it. So it helps to kind of reduce the damage.
But it's a lot of guys coming in here are just going to pads. A lot of the bigger companies we're dealing with that are doing it as a service, like ServiceMaster, and a lot of these are going the Grout Medic, are going with
Just pads.
with the chemical free.
Which makes sense. Yeah, I mean, for what you get out of the powder, the work that goes into it, and then it doesn't even last, in my opinion, as long. You know, that full gloss.
Well, because you're
You're
polishing on top of a material that is scratched. So the polish doesn't last as long, no, for sure.
Right. So it makes sense just to stay with the pad.
It depends on your
In my
customers
opinion,
too.
Yeah, a lot of the old timers are still use powders. A lot of the newer guys are running pads.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You run into a lot more. Like I said, you have a much more larger learning curve with the powder. The EMP powder takes some of that learning curve out, but you're not getting the results that you would be getting with like a Diamond Renew,
Yeah,
like he's used.
EMP would be.
Right.
that makes sense.
But I can run a little bit of EMP on here. It's not a problem. I got a white pad down there someplace. And-
What kind of pad are we using?
Hawkshair Extreme,
A little bit different pad.
So that pad is
the one on the bottom
just
there, yeah,
polished, no grip.
that one,
Right, there's no diamond in it. That's why it's only like $6 and not 36.
59.
The powder.
59.
Normally you'd measure it out, but
It's really just the powder. How fine is this? Oh, because we're trying to melt them, like create a layer over.
no, it's reacting with the stone to polish it.
This is plain white polishing pad right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's one that's white or off.
We get it wet, obviously.
So still with water.
Yep.
If you add water in there, how can they mess up with it? If you add water in there, how they can mess up, like coming out black? Well, consistency. You gotta keep it consistent. That'd probably be the hardest part. If you're doing a large square footage area, it's gonna be hard to keep it.
Where you transition, where you stop, and where you start your next one.
I went there with my guy. It was such a trying
Mhm.
What we're trying like 50% overlap, they're not really messy.
Whatever, like he says, consistent. But you've got a guy that's done powders here. You got a guy that's done powders over there, and both of them are saying the pads are the way to go.
Go with technology, bro.
Because you add variables now. Not only that, your masking and your prep time just doubles. And the Diamond Renew, did you use this one or did you use the green powder?
For the powder, we use the EMP.
The EMP? And this is the easy one.
Yeah.
But the results, I mean, if you really want the difference between
It
what,
was the green one.
okay,
It was the green.
yeah, because that's and then that has to be neutralized after you run it. Because if you don't neutralize it the first time you mop the floor, it reacts the acid in the powder and you burn the floor.
Yeah. After that, you're gonna run some other chemical. Yeah. You gotta mop it. You gotta balance it. But for all that, you might as well just
Hey, Orlando, grab that one of those squeegees.
let the pads do the.
Come here and kind of right in the middle of this floor. Just squeegee back right in the center. Just squeegee back about 10 inches, like right in the center, just so I can see the floor. No, down lower. Right now, just squeegee. So now, okay, now I'm just going to look at it now. So I'm just going to see how my polish looks, and then I'm going to do another couple passes, see if it gets any better. If not, I'm done. So right now I'm at 9.
The EMP I actually have in my trailer. We've never opened it, but we used to use the green one.
Yeah. See, that green one, it would be irresponsible for me to show you the green one and then say, here, go do a floor.
No, 100%. I get that. Set up for failure.
Right? This class is, you learn how to drive, it's 10 and 2, and then once you get good, you start doing other things, right?
Right. You gotta get
This class is to give you some comfort level that if you have a travertine job, or like what they did. All right, ready for vacuum. Look at the mess I'm making. Because you wanted to see the powder. I'm just teasing. I'm just kidding. But you see how messy it is. All right, buddy. Good meeting you.
Next order, I'll hit you up.
All right. Tell Raul I said hello. Afraid to open this up and just like confetti falls out. Huh? Yeah, he's going back to Palm Springs.
Alex, the leaf thing, we get a lot when we get repairs, so.
Well, that's what, like Mark was saying, that's what they did, you get paid for, right? And white's kind of tricky, but
Actually, the guy who wanted to see it is not even there. Just taken out.
no, he was here.
Yeah, I don't know where he went. The guy that went to see it?
He was just literally sitting here. I turned my back and he was gone. Oh, he's in the restroom.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Maybe I got his feet wet and
Scared him.
all right. I think what I'm gonna do with all these pads.
Hey, boss?
Uh,
Where do you have the crystallized chemical?
right here. Here's a quart, here's a gallon.
Here's a quart and here's a gallon. How much does it go for?
I want to say it's around 79 and probably 35-ish. I don't know off the top of my head.
I'll take this one, and if I need more, I'll come get it.
Yeah, you get your $25 back,
Oh, yeah,
plus a 10% discount.
yeah. Forgot about that. Oh, this is some good stuff.
Yeah.
But I need to get my machine.
You have to what?
I need to get my machine.
Oh, you don't have a machine?
No, but I will. I will, definitely.
Yeah. When you're ready for that, call me and I'll make sure that you're taken care of. All right. You have a hog's hair pad? What are you going to run on that if you don't have a machine? What are you going to?
I was thinking
Have
about.
machine?
I have the white buffing pad. I was thinking about cutting in a circle and putting it on my.
That won't work on a white buffing pad. You need this. At least this one. Or that one. These don't create enough heat.
They don't create. Oh, so the heatness is what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
All right, man.
My question, I know that so the reason I came over because I know I'm dealing with this black, but I know it has a white too. I've never actually used the chemical free one, which actually like better because I'm usually using.
Yeah. So that's perfect because this is your inserts right here, right?
Yeah.
And that's the other one. And we did those pads on both of them.
Yeah. So
That's perfect for you.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab that, and then also, I know you guys sell the is it the Makita? No, not the Makita.
Yeah, the Makita
Because I'm
ones.
actually gonna do it in the same bathroom. I
Okay.
gotta do the.
Ooh, okay.
So I know the pads is the same.
Yeah, but that's got some damage. Somebody's already see the swirl marks?
Yeah.
You're going to have to do some diamond work there.
Some diamond work there.
Unless they just want you to make it shiny, you can make it shiny. But if they want that damage gone,
Yeah, from what they told me, he just wants to make it shiny. So I told him, okay, I can go with the option, but I wanted to double check first if.
yeah, and then those pads because you're minimal water, you can just spray it.
Oh, okay.
The only other option would be the crystallizer. But because you're looking at it into the wall, you're going to see all that damage behind the crystallizer. If it was a countertop where you're looking at it this way, you might get away with it. You're going to want to do the diamond impregnated pads.
Oh, okay.
So you need 7-inch pads?
Yeah, for the floor one, or
No, for the shower.
Well, for the shower. Hold on, for the shower, it's actually it's travertine,
Oh, okay,
so it's a little bit.
okay. So what was the one you just showed me with the scratching? That was the floor?
No, that's actually the little countertops with
Ooh.
the butcher teeth and all
Okay,
that.
okay, okay.
So on that one, would you just because I know they don't. I told them.
They don't want to remove, what I would do there is I'd go 220, 400 dot pads or diamond, and then I'd switch to the diamond impregnated pads. If all they wanted is shiny,
But I know it's gonna stand out more, no?
probably.
FP, Ishmael?
SP-HH.
07 or 17.
And see how this is a shower. I know there's something on there. Does that need to be stripped?
Okay, that's where you're going to put some acid on there and see if it reacts.
Oh,
If it doesn't react, then you know you got to strip it.
oh, okay.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the class. Appreciate it.
I'm glad you got the only grit we have in stock right now.
Oh, I know. Yes, it's. I ordered a few more.
So we make them in San Diego, and it's a third. So like the name of the company is Miramonte Group, and there's 3 DBAs.
Okay.
Evolution Diamond, which makes that.
Right.
Stone Pro,
Okay.
and then Hard Rock Tool.
Right.
And for whatever reason, where they buy the Hog's Hair Extreme pads, they were supposed to be in a week ago, and then they were supposed to be in Tuesday, and the company they buy the pads from had back ordered the pads.
Awesome.
Because once they come in, it's a matter of hanging them in a spray booth and
Yeah.
spraying them. It's pretty simple to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So.
So
it's,
when
yeah,
they come, so you got the other grits?
I've got one of each for the job we did. We barely even used this one.
Yeah.
We just got 2 more of step 2 and 3. It looks
Okay.
like those will be the
All right.
ones
When they when they come in, I'll
they're
just
gonna ship 'em.
okay.
They're gonna ship 'em. Yeah,
Okay.
I already paid for them
Perfect.
and everything. So
All right,
they're
man.
gonna ship 'em, so it's all good. It's all good. I don't need them like for a job right now or anything. So I figured
Go beat that traffic.
Yeah, beat that traffic. That'll happen.
Man, you are just one happy guy.
Yeah. See what happens when you work with dad and you work with child. Yeah. It's, oh my God.
It can't be that bad.
Yeah. You haven't worked with him.
And you
First
haven't
job
heard
in the
him for
morning.
30 years
Nick,
of
can we
your
go get?
life.
Shut the fuck up, John. Shut up. Save it for afterward. Out of the house. Yeah.
You haven't heard him for 29 years of your entire existence.
Yeah, until he moved out. How long have you been out now? A year and a half?
Yeah.
He's been out a year and a half. Every morning would start off in my house like this. get the fuck out of the asshole, because he just, jobs just are okay with that too, because the job's at 7 to 8, at 7:30, your dumb ass is still in bed, that's fine. Right? So, yeah, never got that problem solved.
That's too funny.
You gotta love it, you gotta love it. All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it, we'll be back.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thanks for the knowledge. Appreciate for your time. Hope I can see you for the next class, but I'm leaving. I'm going my vacation next week. So.
We do them all the time.
Yeah.
Just go on the Hard Rock Tour website. It's got all the calendar of it.
I came here once in a while anyway.
Okay.
Always see the picture.
All right. Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, man. Probably ought to just put these in the back until they dry. And then I'll take care. Can you go take care of that first for me?
Yeah.
So I don't forget it, and then I'll put it on my desk. And then where can I put these out of the way so they can dry before we put them in a...
Throw them anywhere in the warehouse. Let's wide open.
All right.
Yeah, no problem. You're very welcome. Have a good day. You too.
See?
All right, man. Thanks.
And then he said,
And then I'll be, well, I guess you guys will call me because he just took the pad I was looking for.
Okay.
That was the last.
Yeah. The pads. The manufacturers back ordered the pads for a week and a half now, so we make them in San Diego. So I asked again. They thought they were going to come in Tuesday. They didn't. I asked yesterday if they came in. I haven't heard back. So if they're in now, they'll spray them early next week. We'll have them we should have them by Wednesday or Thursday.
Perfect.
All right.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
see you, Melvin. Take care.
Ese tenemos llegado fácil semana y media todavía.
Last door to your right. Sorry, we just had class.
Yeah, no worries. Do you have more of these?
Fawn? We got Fawn, right?
In the small one, I have it in this size.
Yeah, all I got is just in a.
Are you looking for another small one, or
Yeah,
how many square feet are you doing?
I don't know. I'm the errand person.
Okay.
Told to come by it.
Okay, because that's going to get you about 35 square feet, that little one.
Yeah. What's the cost of the court?
Like 37, 39,
Yeah, and these are
like 9.
$9
Okay, I'll just take the court then, to be safe.
Yeah. This is,
we don't have any more?
My husband thought it was like 60 for the court, but if it's only like.
no, I don't think it. No, it's not. Double check. Yeah, because if you need another one of those, I can send you someplace to get another one of these.
Yeah. How far is it?
Next city, right?
Yeah.
Fullerton.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Wrong
classes.
direction.
Yeah. Let me see what. Let me see what that is, and then if.
Hey, boss, thank
All right, guys. Hey, you're stealing my donuts.